What is going on, everybody? Gamers Goon here today with your match week 2 predictions for the Premier League. Let's get on into it. Now, we are going to be starting off tomorrow with West Ham, who, oh my goodness, let's talk about West Ham for a minute. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, right, of them just going to go in there and handle business in their first match of the season up against Sunderland. They lost 3-0. They lost 3-0. West Ham lost 3-0. Chelsea drew with Crystal Palace. If Sunderland is 3-0ing West Ham, it is my belief Chelsea is going to do that, if not worse. West Ham, what is happening? West Ham needs a big game. Unfortunately, though, we've only seen a little bit of football so far this season. I gotta react to what I've seen. I'm gonna give them a goal. West Ham's gonna get a goal, but they are gonna lose this game to Chelsea 3-1. The defense, if it's giving up 3 goals to Sunderland, man, Chelsea, you figure Cole Palmer and company might be able to get a goal or two in the first half and then add on to it in the second. Next, we get to Man City, who had the biggest win. They're sitting top of the table with a 4-point win over Wolves, going up against Tottenham. Hey, shout out Tottenham. I know they're big fans of Eze right now. Tottenham beat Burnley 3-0. Why don't we rub more salt into the wound, right? Like Man City, we know they're good. Tottenham can be good, but they're coming off of losing Eze to Arsenal. Yeah, that's right. My Arsenal stole Eze. He's gonna be on Arsenal this season and hopefully longer. Let's rub more salt in the wound here. I'm going 2-1 Man City. Let's have Tottenham have a really bad week. I still ain't forgot about you guys basically willingly giving up so that we didn't win the league. Yeah, I remember that. Next, we got Bournemouth going up against Wolves. Obviously, we just talked about Wolves. Bournemouth lost 4-2 to Liverpool. They held their own. Wolves, man, I wasn't impressed. I think I don't know if I got the score line right there, but wasn't impressed with Wolves really. Bournemouth, they did impress me a little bit. I thought they wouldn't do that great against Liverpool. 2 goals is pretty good. I think they can get that against Wolves. I don't think Wolves scores in this one. I still think they're scoreless. I'll give 2-0 victory to Bournemouth here in that one. Next, we got to Brentford going up against Villa. Brentford coming off a 3-1 loss to Forest, which I think we predicted. And then Villa as well, being coming off of a draw, against Newcastle. So this one, I'm gonna be honest. I know Villa hasn't scored a goal. This is gonna be their game. It's gonna be 2-1 in the favor of Villa. I just don't see a world in which Brentford wins this game. They might draw it, but I think that's pretty much the best you could hope for if you're them. So good luck, I guess. Good luck, I guess, is all I can say to them. Next game, we got Burnley versus Sunderland, and hey, Sunderland, they impressed me. They won 3-0. I think they could beat Burnley. Burnley not necessarily good. We're gonna go 1-0 in the favor of Sunderland. Listen, you 3-0 somebody on your Premier League re-debut. I'm gonna put some respect on your name. Arsenal going up against Leeds. We haven't seen Arsenal start to score goals. They only got a goal against Man United. Good news is they didn't give up any, right? Leeds is not going to score a goal in this game. I would be shocked if they do. Arsenal here, I think this is going to be one of those games where you try to start to separate yourself a little bit. It could be a 2 or 3 goal game. I'm going to go on the edge of 3-0 beating Leeds. I think it's a pretty safe bet there that Arsenal beats Leeds. Next, we got Crystal Palace going up against Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Forest coming off of a win and Palace coming off of that draw. Now, I probably would have leaned the way of Forest. I think I still do want to lean the way of Forest. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be really. I'm gonna be kind of. It's gonna be a 1-0. It's gonna be a 1-0. Palace isn't gonna be playing with Eze. That's one thing you got to keep in mind. They are losing somebody that they played last week. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Forest. I'm gonna have to give it to Forest. I'm gonna be honest. I just can't see without Eze. I can't see it happening. I just can't see it that happening. Next game we get to is Everton versus Brighton, which obviously I think could be really really solid this for this game because Everton obviously we know that they are not good, but Brighton drew with Fulham. Wasn't really impressive. I think this will be a good game. Brighton, though, should win it. I'm going to give them 1-0 in a victory in that one. And that leaves us with Fulham and Man United on Sunday. That one is kind of simple for me. Fulham, I don't really believe in them. I know they got a 1-1 draw. Man United, they ran into Arsenal, who's one of, if not the best defenses in all of world football. Man United will win this game. I'm going to say 2-1. Man United wins this game. Next, we get Newcastle versus Liverpool. If Alexander Isak was playing, I would lean in the favor of Newcastle probably, just because I want to be a Liverpool hater. But Isak wants to be at Liverpool, and they're not letting him. So, but Liverpool should win this one pretty easily. I'm going to say 3-1. Now let's see if my screen. Oh, my screen does work. Okay, so we're gonna get over here. I didn't know if that would work. So you saw my OBS for a split second. Oh well. Anyways, here's the FPL lineup for this week. Rye actually got subbed in, and I had to make. I'll tell you my transfers. I had to use one of my wild cards or whatever to have the unlimited transfers this week because we had some guys go down. Brantwaite, Konsa had a red card. I was looking at Munoz, didn't really want to put him in against Forest. Don't think they're going to do that great. I did pick up Sanchez, the Chelsea keeper. I debated putting him in against West Ham, but you got to put Raya in against Leeds. Tottenham, going up against Tottenham, I did have to pick up Reinders instead of Eze because Eze, I just wanted to get ahead of it, Eze, because he was joining Arsenal. Had to make sure there's only 3 players on the team because that's the rules. So we went up and we picked up Reinders. I was debating on moving Matoma. I just couldn't really figure out who I would want to replace him. And then we did add Rico Lewis here for Brantwaite. And I think Lewis is actually going to be pretty good for us because we got our whole back line is just teams that are going to be at the top of the league, which I think is really, really key. Gabriel, potential goal scorer. Lewis adds a lot to the attack. Virgil can potentially be a goal scorer also, like Gabriel on the corners. And then I just really like what we have here on this team. Cole Palmer, obviously, I want him to get going. Mohamed Kudus, this is my guy. This is my guy right here, Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, but this is the lineup we're going with this week. I debated on getting Reinders in. I just don't want to put Reinders in over. I don't know how I'd go over because Kudus, if anybody does anything, it's going to be him. Palmer, he ain't going in over. Rodgers has Brentford, so they might actually be able to do something. Everton, yeah, I just couldn't really justify it. And then I got to have my strikers in there. Crystal Palace, Leeds, and Man City. Solanke might, I don't know if I'll ever switch that one, but that's what it's looking like as of now. Let's get over here. So that is the week 2 predictions, my FPL lineup for week 2. So let me know what you think. I was just above average. The average was 54. We finished with 58 last week, so just barely above average. So we'll see what ends up happening this week, but it's exciting. It certainly is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.